Hello, welcome to the Quakes Motel. My name's Conan, I'm the concierge. Today I'm going to show you a little trick in the MPC Standalone to give your drums a little bit of an extra dimension. Let's jump in. So, quick history lesson. Many years ago, many years ago, a guy called Prince Paul and a group called De La Soul made an album called 3 Feet High and Rising. You may have heard of it. On that album, there was a piece of outboard equipment that they used called the Eventide Harmonizer, or Eventide Harmonizer. I'm not exactly sure how you say it. Why is that relevant to this video? Let me show you. I'm going to jump into the MPC. I've got a bunch of sounds, drum sounds. I also have a break. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an effect inside the MPC, which is kind of similar to the harmonizer, which I'm talking about, that Prince Paul used. So if you jump into your effects, go into modulation, go down to pitch shifter. Quite obvious, really. Now you've got a bunch of different settings here: vocal, bass, beats, chords, textures, etc. I have found that beats, obviously, it's quite obvious really, is actually the best one to use. It doesn't introduce as much latency, because what these pitch shifters often do is they introduce a little bit of latency on purpose. I mean, that's the point of it. But with the beats, it's a lot tighter. So choose that, beats. You've got shift here, which makes you shift the pitch basically. And then you've got mix. Now, generally, you've probably heard it used on things like drum and bass and stuff. They take the amen break, they speed it up, you get that kind of weird pitch shift sound. That's one of the ways that they would do it. Time stretching is another way that they would do it, etc. But pitch shifting is a classic way that we used to do it. People still do now. But the way that I'm going to show you it today is, normally you would have the mix at 100%, okay? Obvious. But if you dial it in just a little bit and subtly introduce it into the actual sound, you can get some really nice effects on drums, giving it an extra dimension. So let's take that all the way down to 0. So we've just got the normal sound. Gonna bring the pitch down a little bit. You can dial this in, don't copy my numbers. Listen to what happens when I bring this in slowly. Okay, so you can hear this pitch shifting going on there, because what I'm doing is I'm taking the original dry signal and I'm mixing it with a pitch shifted version of it. But what it's really nice for on drums, so this is not like the kind of proper way that you're supposed to use this. It gives it that real kind of boomy, kind of lo-fi kind of sound, especially on snares. Listen to that snare there. See, it's adding like a slowed down version of the snare, so it's giving it a lot more depth, a lot more breadth, more dimension. See, it doesn't sound bad like that. But that's stank face noise. So that's a really simple way to just add a little bit of juice to your drums. Now, it's also really nice on breaks as well. It's not, I mean, it has mixed effects on breaks. I'm just going to play one break in here today. So it doesn't always have the kind of desired effect. So you kind of have to mess around. You kind of have to choose your breaks. See, that's the way that you would know it being used. That's where you get that kind of jungle sound from that we all know. But again, taking it down a little bit and then dialing in the dry signal, bringing a bit of the wet signal in. That's just really subtle there. You can probably hear it mostly on the tambourines. So, you know, you have to play around to get it to sound how you want it to sound, depending on what kind of sound you want. And it also depends on what break you're using as well. But again, it just adds another kind of chunky dimension to the actual sound. So, quick video. But I think that's a really, really useful little technique, a little trick to use to kind of just add a bit of extra dimension, a bit of extra oomph or juice or body or whatever you want to call it to your drums. Now, it's not restricted just to drums. It works really, really well on bass. It works really well on synths. Vocals, you can use it on vocals to harmonize. Actually, it's not the best kind of effect I've ever heard on vocals. It's pretty poor, actually. There's a vocal harmonizer in the MPC as well, which is also pretty poor. But also, I kind of guess the point of this video really is to say, look at all the effects that you get in the MPC and think to yourself, well, that's pitch shifter, but why don't I try and use it for something that I wouldn't normally pitch shift? That's vocal harmonizer. Why don't I try and use it on something that's not vocals? The point is, look in your MPC, there are so many effects in there, but what I quite often see is people will just use them for what they're supposed to be used for. But the way that ground was broken back in the day, I suppose, the way that most of the things that you know nowadays came from experimentation, came from people breaking the rules, came from people thinking out of the box. Apply that nowadays, because there are still rules to be broken. There are still things to be discovered. Don't get stuck in using the same effects in exactly the same way. Examine what the effects can actually do and then start thinking out of the box. Think, well, why don't I apply this to something else? Simple as that. So quick video today, but I like that. I like that effect. I especially like it on drums. So thanks for watching. This is the Quakes Motel. My name's Conan. I'm the concierge. Till next time.
Concierge.